Hello, welcome. Happy 4 o'clock Eastern time. I thought I'd do a bit of a kicker backer stream and play some adventure games since I was going through and sorting all the games in my Steam list into categories and just checking out what they're about, because there's a lot that I haven't even played. So this one is called Tesla Effect, and it's actually an FMV game, which is interesting, something I haven't seen in a long time. So let's check that out. I've got a new Stream Deck, so I'm also working on learning that. Getting it all nice and configured. Just wanted to make sure that whole game was on screen because it looks kind of weird and small. I'm going to go ahead and turn that background off, just because this is kind of a dark movie. Speaking of which, Alexa, turn off side light.
Okay.
It's better. It's too early for all that much light. So, well, good. It let me task back to the game this time. All right. Let's check it out. Casual mode. Using flashlights, sparkles will run objects get picked up. Any game system was accessible. Oh, hint system. Some puzzles may be skipped from the menu. Let's do casual. It should be interesting.
Where am I? Is this a dream?
Not quite, Murphy.
Then you're the big PI in the sky?
That's right, Murphy. But now is not the time for you to be here. There is a vast and malignant evil at work on the earth, and fate, for some reason that even I cannot fathom, has chosen you to oppose it.
But why me?
I'm no more thrilled about it than you are. Nevertheless, your fate has been decided.
I don't know who Tex is, but must be an awesome guy for people to kick down $7,000. game looks so cool. I want to be able to see it with all its contrast and stuff. So I'm going to turn the lights down a bit.
My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a small-time private investigator in the big city of New San Francisco. My office isn't in the glamour districts. It's in the run-down, mutant part of the city, close to Coit Tower. A place they've been refurbishing for years, but it never seems to improve. Not exactly great for business, but it holds a strange attraction for me. I've cracked some pretty big cases over the years. You may even have heard of me. But I don't do much investigating anymore. These days, I'm known for being a man who gets things done, no matter what the cost. You got a job that pays? I'll do it. No questions asked. I can't really remember why I became a PI.
I like that one building. I forget the name of
Maybe
it. It's a bank building.
Romance, adventure, and independence it offered. Or maybe because I believed in its code of honor. That a man can remain untarnished as others sink into a cesspool of lies, corruption, and greed. A man better than the world around him.
It's a pretty big scene I had to create.
But even a set of principles can slowly slip from your grasp. The world has a way of beating you into submission. Circumstances change. The guilty aren't always punished. Temptations become obsessions, and love can be violently taken, leaving you empty and hollow. Each day, innocence fades, and your character weakens. And that's not all at once, but a piece at a time until you can't be put back together again. You finally realize the only way to get ahead in this world is to make sure you're on the winning side, and then do anything you can to stay alive. I don't know why I'm so reflective tonight. Maybe I finally crossed the Rubicon, but that's not true either. I passed that sign miles back and didn't even pause to take a picture. Maybe I just feel extra guilty tonight for what I'm about to do. There was a time when I would have never agreed to do something this despicable. I can't explain why I do this, but maybe Judas would understand.
FMV in the 3D world, that's kind of cool. Dance instructor.
I don't care. Drag him into the speeder. Look, the top window. I think we got him. Let's get out of here.
Well, that doesn't fit on the screen.
Hey, you, over here!
Oh, it's one of those, sure.
Finally! What was all that commotion outside anyway? Wowza, you really got a hit on the head. Remember me, your old pal Huck? Seriously, you look clueless.
Who or what are you?
Geez, how hard did you hit your head? Well, let me reintroduce myself. I'm your Smart Alex, your personal assistant version 1.5, fashioned 3 years ago in a factory with truly horrible working conditions you don't want to know. I'm your trusty, tech-savvy sidekick whose primary functions include travel agent, inventory tracking and analysis, investigative advice, case notes, and I'm also a confidant and a best buddy, you gigantic oaf. Remember?
Not really.
Would you like a tutorial on my usage?
Yes.
Activating tutorial mode. Let's begin. Welcome to the Smart Alex interface. This is where the magic happens. This button takes you to your inventory. Items you pick up along the way can be viewed and used from here. To take a closer look at an item, select it and then click the Examine icon. The Examine feature often gives clues about the object. This is your map, where you can view your current location or warp to other locales. This icon is our handy-dandy built-in hint system. It will list tasks for each location. This is your flashlight. If you are in a particularly dark environment, you can turn on this flashlight to help you out. If you're playing in casual mode, when the beam of light from the flashlight shines on an object that needs to be picked up, the object will sparkle. This is the Look icon. If you want to look at an object without interacting with it, press this icon.
More furniture I don't recognize.
The Use icon allows you to interact with an object in the environment. The Smart Alex icon will flash in the corner, confirming an item has been picked up and placed in the inventory. To exit out of the Smart Alex game interface, click on the giant X in the middle. Let's start by picking up an item to add to the inventory. Walk over to the corner shelf and pick up the broken record.
Oh man, my Gene Autry record's broken in two.
Now let's take a look at this new addition in your inventory. Return to the Smart Alex interface and click on the inventory icon. Look, the broken record. Examine the broken record to hear a clue about what to do with it.
I'll need some glue to repair this broken record.
Exit your inventory by clicking the X in the upper right corner. Well, let's try picking up another inventory item. Navigate to the desk and pick up the bottle of glue.
It's a bottle of stupid glue.
Now open your inventory again. You now have both the broken record and the bottle of glue. Let's try combining your two inventory items. Select the broken record and drag it to one of the combination slots below. Now, select the glue and drag it to the other combination slot. I'm experiencing a sensation altogether new to me, and frankly, I love it. Success! You have now created a vinyl record.
Well, I definitely remember my Gene Autry record. It's my one stability in this crazy world.
Try using the vinyl record on your Victrola player in your office. To use an inventory item, simply point at the target, open the inventory, select an item, and then press the Use icon. Gene Autry, the singing cowboy. Nice choice of music. One more thing. To access the pause menu, simply hit Escape. From here, you can save your game, access the main menu, explore the help section, or quit the game. Yep, that's all there is to it. Now let's get back to your actual case.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
That's too much field of view. Okay, 60 is default. Let's put that on max. Okay, that might fix some of the issues with stuff being off the screen.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Gene Ellis wrote a book. I bet this sells for pennies on eBay. Enigma. Sounds like the story of my life.
You have a fax.
Why would I be researching
You have
this?
a fax.
Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean. Glue's always useful.
You have a fax. You have a facts?
Article on the Russian white movement. Am I truly so bored I'm reading Russian history?
You have a fax?
Article on the Russian. No messages on the vid phone. That's a drawer.
You have a fax?
It's definitely a drawer.
You have a fax?
Hey, get back here.
That's a drawer.
You have a fax?
I guess it's got a little toggle switch. That means it's just an on-off type of thing.
On Saturday nights, I push the furniture to the walls and cut loose on the dance floor.
Huh.
Maltese Falcon. I don't remember picking up this little souvenir. How long was I knocked out?
It's my Gene Autry fake book. Whenever I'm feeling low, I can sing the songs of my hero.
You have a fax?
Oh, man, this record's broken in two. Oh, man. My Richie Havens signature guitar signature disappeared. That'll teach me to get an autograph with a dry erase marker.
You have a fax? You have a fax?
I know how to do this.
Well, yeah, that'll work.
Well, I definitely remember my Gene Autry record.
You have a fax?
Ah, my old trusty Victrola still seems the same. Plays my 78s.
You have a fax? You have a fax?
I close my eyes and dream of one.
These are my credentials. They don't just give this to anyone. You have to pay a fee. These are my credentials.
Of the
They don't just
University
give this
of
to anyone.
Investigation of
You have to pay
Utah,
a fee.
the Correspondence School of Private Investigation.
You have a fax?
Well, this happened on my first case. I was in the shootout of my life at the warehouse district. I took a bullet, and while I was recovering, I swore I was always going to use my brains before brawn.
You have a fax? You have a fax?
I sure don't remember how these holes got in the wall. They look fairly recent, judging from the
You have a
debris.
fax?
My indispensable water cooler still doesn't have paper cups.
You have a fax? You have a fax?
Oh boy, a fax.
You have...
It's a note from my old friend Archie Ellis. Apparently he's out of town doing some research. When he returns, I'll need to ask him about the case we're working on.
Mike and Ike Hammer.
Well, it's another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Key Lime Largo. I'll put this in my comic book rack. I see my credenza is still keeping dust off the floor. My friend Louie runs the Brew and Stew, and this is his personal brand of coffee. I gotta say, it packs a wallop.
More furniture I don't recognize.
I certainly don't remember this piece of furniture. Looks like a genuine antique instead of something I normally get at a white elephant sale. I certainly don't remember this piece of furniture.
Yeah, not many people wake up from blackouts with new furniture.
That's a genuine Ark of the Covenant footrest. I picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back. I've never had the nerve to open it all the way. Ark of the Covenant footrest. Picked it. Ark of the Covenant footrest. Picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back. I've never. Yeah, San Francisco looks way different now.
Ah, that was from my first jackalope hunt.
Jackalope.
Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me. The door to my back storage room is locked. That's strange. So it wasn't a horrible dream. There are gun shell casings and a shot-out window above the electronics shop. I know I'm involved, but how? I should investigate the area and then find out if anybody else heard the commotion. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. That's an empty vial.
Let me take it. I tried. And I haven't played an adventure or one of these point-and-click adventures for quite a while.
Mike and Ike Hammer. Murder, my sweet. Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here.
Casual barrel fire, just chilling. Huh. I think it's got a big neon sign that says closed.
Every few years, someone gets the bright idea that this place should be preserved. Repairs are done for a few months, then the workers disappear when City Hall realizes what type of people really inhabit this place.
Oh yeah, that cool building with the cool architecture is the Transamerica building.
These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent.
Good evening, ladies and charms. I'm your entertainer tonight, Mr. Franco Spinoza. I'm going to be playing some songs that I know you'll love. Listen to this one. Hard and cold, it's what it does to me. Hard and cold, the shower sprays on me. La la.
Hope he's a better dancer than a singer or pianist.
Hell with it. Good evening.
No, make it stop.
I'm your entertainer tonight, Mr. Franco Spinoza. I'm going to be playing some songs that I know you'll love.
There we go.
These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. Mi hombre es takes. It's like a swipe card reader. Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse. It's locked and I need to find a way to open it. Yeah, needs a key.
Of course it does. What's up with this barrier?
Nothing but destroyed homes and buildings for blocks in all directions. But each year, something menacing grows up through the decay. It's the old Savant School. That had a short tenure here on Chandler Avenue. Lots of impressive graduates, though. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate. The green screen leads me to believe that they're going to Photoshop someone else in later. What is this guy mad about? Must be a pilot. Only pilots wear scarves. I think I borrowed money from this guy once. PI rule number 47. Never trust anyone with a monocle. Hey, that's my ex-wife's boyfriend. You know, I can appreciate any man who wears a turtleneck. Hey, get a haircut, hippie. The green screen leads me to believe this became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-war. I don't know if I trust this guy. John Lennon?
Hope I'm not supposed to be remembering these people.
Oh, she looks good in purple. Most likely to become a famous actor. The key to life is not taking it seriously, riding sharks. He's almost too serious. Looks like someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Captain of the football team. Nice shades. Oh, he looks great in a suit. Class clown? Class of 2022. Most likely to visit all 7 continents. Most likely to lose his keys at a Pink Floyd concert. Cutest couple, class of 2022.
Sure, I'll look at them all.
Most likely to become an enforcer for the mafia. Well, this must have been taken at a movie premiere. Well, hello there. What's he doing at the Savant School? He looks like an ale-swilling, lightning-riding Norse god. Most likely to take over the world. Most likely to be ID'd when he's 30. Well, the shirt says Audrey Hepburn, and those legs are all Betty Grable.
What legs?
Most likely to pose in front of leather-bound books. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hey, put some clothes on. CSI, New San Francisco, starring this guy. Family isn't just a thing, it's the only thing. Now that's a man I'd buy speeder insurance from. Most likely to solve world hunger, class of 2021. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Most likely to be reincarnated as Jerry Garcia. Well, this mutant's got a little green hand coming out of his forehead. Cool. I wouldn't kill you to smile for the picture. That is easily in the top 10 best mustaches I've ever seen. Collared shirt says business, but the daiquiri says party.
I've never had a daiquiri, actually.
Most likely to climb Mount Everest. You know, the older I get, the younger everyone else seems to look. Oh, sure. Show off that you were in Paris. Dad, are you back from the grocery store? Let's have a staring contest. 1, 2, 3, go. A candid moment of our subject, deep in thought. Hey, party on, dude. Groovy. I have the funniest feeling that this guy is pantsless.
Look at everybody's legs in their pants and they're not even in the
This
picture.
is Avishon. Hey, it's a better looking version of me. Most sarcastic, class of 2020. I don't trust that cat, not one bit. I think I saw this guy in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Most likely to be a U.S. Senator. I find this picture to be illogical. Most likely to be first married. Most likely to win the Nobel Prize. Most laid back, class of 2020. Most likely to marry for money. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Most likely to ski down Mount Everest. You know, I was just thinking that people don't wear enough orange. I wouldn't want to freak you out, but there's a huge bird on your head. This picture is about as friendly as an audit by the IRS. Most likely to play guitar in an indie band. Ding, 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 ding. We have a doppelganger. It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Licorice Rope. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint.
I can barely go down here. Wonder when this game was made exactly.
I'm pretty sure every one of your cases involves the Snow White warehouse somehow.
This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation
Tell me about
couldn't
the
penetrate
neighborhood.
through all the lead paint. Yeah, the Golden Gate Hotel was so famous they named a bridge after it.
Har har.
It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later.
This some sort of a whorehousing facility.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Hotel was so famous they named a bridge after it. Looks like Rusty's Fun Mass building has been converted into a Knights of the Templar clubhouse. Ricard's at midnight isn't open right now. I'll have to try back later. Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea.
Check around for blinky stuff.
Sad to say, many robots and cyborgs end up down here. They get hooked on old Chihuahua motor oil, and they stumble down here looking for a fix until their lights fade out. These dumpsters have housed various individuals. It's closed. Behind Rook's pawn shop is a dirty, ugly alcove that reminds me a lot of Rook himself.
Nondescript graffiti.
What's this? Too bad
A
the
zip line trolley?
is broken. It's missing a wheel.
Seems like a little Monkey Island reference. There's a weird camera switch.
This door's just painted on.
That's a good point to that.
Why would a little gremlin like Rook have a basketball hoop?
Well, that was a pointless staircase journey. Especially since it was on a ladder.
The gate's locked. But when Rook gets to work, he'll unlock it. So I'll check back later.
What time of day is this supposed to be?
It's closed. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's most notorious smugglers and petty criminals. It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Citizen Candy Cane. Another Mike and Ike Hammer, Candy Cane Confidential.
Looks like Louis at the Bruin Stew is preparing to open up shop. You should go talk to him. Maybe he heard something.
Were they change voice actors there?
This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III.
They don't
when
need
it
to
was
put
found
that
the
on every
radiation
door.
couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint. Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it
Yikes.
tastes just like arson in your mouth. Better step inside. I'm here to see my pal Louie, but I see a pretty brunette at the counter. I have the feeling she recognizes me, but I have no idea who she is.
You have no idea who you are.
Wow, hello, stranger.
This totally feels like a dream.
That has got to be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Just for that, I'm gonna get you some coffee.
Sure. I like it like my heart.
Black?
Oh, man. You ruined my joke.
Is that blood? Ow! Oh, hush. Been out picking fights again?
Maybe I should go find Louie.
You shouldn't go drinking without me. Next time, call me and we'll get sloshed together. Ah, geez, I'm late. I got a new extension at work. I'll send it to your smart Alex. Please, go see Dr. Donahue at the North Hill Clinic. Call me after and tell me what she says about that noggin of yours. See you, Uncle Louie.
See you, Taylor.
Mr. Murphy, what are you doing here?
Mr. Murphy? Come on, Louie. What happened to Moith?
Is there something I can do for you? Because if not, I got stuff to do in the back.
Hey, tell me when you had time to remodel this place. I mean, I was in here a couple of days ago.
Couple of days ago? You drunk again? I told you, you ain't allowed in here. You've been drinking.
I am stone cold sober. Other than my head, I feel totally normal. It's everything else that's weird.
That doesn't sound
What
like an
happened to
acid
your
trip.
head?
I don't know. I woke up on the fire escape. I go into my apartment and everything is different. The street, Chelsea's newsstand, you, everything is completely different. I mean, I don't know whether I'm tripping here or having a bad dream or something.
What's the last thing you remember before you woke up?
I don't know. Something with Chelsea.
Chelsea? What day do you think it is? No, hold on. What year do you think it is?
What year? Are you serious? It's 2043.
Oh, jeez. Look at that calendar. Over there, on the fridge.
2050. What the hell's going on here? Last night, Chelsea and I went to the Golden Pagoda. I think the wording was very, very attractive.
Oh no!
What? It's me.
Look, somebody has stolen our car. I mean, here I am, my speeder's stolen out here. I'm sitting on a great. God, that was hot.
Oi! Would you guys like a lift to the cop shop?
No, we'll walk.
He's really just trying to do us a favor.
Chelsea, I'm getting a really bad feeling about this. It's like some sort of deja vu.
The Fabergé World Tour Portugal, the most exotic and exquisite exhibit of the
Who's your mate?
Oh, that's Tex. He's having a very bad day.
That true, Tex?
Oh no, everything's just going peachy.
Well, things could get worse, huh?
He shot me. He shot both of us. He shot me. There's nothing. Why isn't there anything?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mike. It wasn't last night. It was 7 years ago.
What the hell is that?
Looks like you got injected with something. Maybe that's what's messing with your head. Or maybe it's that goose egg. Either way, buddy, you gotta see a doctor.
What about Chelsea? Where is
Gotta
she?
know.
I mean, is she okay?
You said to never say nothing about her. Never again.
Louis, I don't know what kind of bastard I turned into over these last 7 years, but this is me, Tex. You've got to tell me where Chelsea is. Louis, please tell me.
That night, you and Chelsea just disappeared. You showed up a few weeks later. You couldn't remember nothing then neither. But Chelsea, she never showed up.
This is too much for me to get my head around. All I want to do right now is find out what happened to Chelsea. The cops have to have a file on this. I got to get down there and talk to them.
You shouldn't be driving in your condition. I'll call you a cab.
What's this menu? Oh, it's where we're going. Abduction in Chandler's hotel.
I wish I could tell you everything you can't remember. But I don't know much. You and Chelsea went missing, and then you showed up out of nowhere a few weeks later. A couple of days after, you was gone again. I only saw you a few times after that. A couple of years went by, and then you came back, and something bad had happened to you. I don't know what, but it made you hard and mean, and you just got worse. Got to where I didn't even want you around anymore. It sure is good to have the old knife back. I don't want to get all mushy, but I missed you, Mike.
Abduction.
We don't get too much of that stuff around here anymore. Cops have been good about cleaning things up. I got no idea who would have been doing the shooting or getting taken. Clint's done a real nice job, don't you think? Good to see the neighborhood getting fixed up.
Yeah, what's with the ladder?
I don't got a ladder. You might want to check at the Golden Gate Hotel. They've been doing a bunch of renovations. I like that Archie fella. Real
Archie.
friendly. Don't always understand what he's talking about, but hey, different strokes for different folks, right?
Suppose if a different stroke is talking about what stuff you have no idea what it means.
Yeah, nice to have some fresh blood here on Chandler Avenue. Not really the kind of place I do a lot of shopping at, but some folks seem to like it fine.
Save Chelsea for last.
Me? I'm just the same as always. Just a little less of me than I used to be. I forget. You don't remember nothing about Taylor. She works for the Bay City Mirror, does a lot of investigations, and she's a real peach. Sweet, smart, funny. Yeah, I wasn't too happy that you and her were spending time together, but maybe she was seeing through all that tough guy stuff. She's good that way.
Pretty good acting in this one.
You know, I love Chelsea like she was my own daughter. I still miss her, even after all this time. You know, I love Chelsea like she was my own daughter.
I can't go to the North Hill Clinic. Not now. I need to investigate the crime scene to find out what happened before the police arrive. Now that's a handsome devil. Wait a minute. A rival PI. Oh man, how did this happen? It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
Mic is muted.
Oh, thanks. I was just hitting my e-cig. I'm just playing a full motion video adventure game. It's pretty cool. What are you up to? Alexa, turn front light to 40.
Okay.
That's better. This game's pretty dark, so I want
Just getting off games for the night.
Right on. What were you playing? Burnt to
Fortnite
perfection.
and RL.
Right on. When a fire chief opens a Inspector Burns, yeah, that's not a great picture. Inspector Burns. It's back here. I don't want back there. I haven't played one of these type of games forever. I saw something.
That's Rook's pawn shop.
Clearly. Alright, that's my place. Alright. Tower. The Golden Gate Hotel, that's like right there. Oh, Texas office. Okay, that's a little warp zone thing.
Wow. This place really has been renovated. I guess that dumbbell Ardo must have come into some money.
I gotta figure out when this game was made. This is interesting. $2014. Okay, cool.
But as I walk to the counter, I suspect this place is under new management.
Holograms are people too. Yeah, I was asleep most of the day. Yeah, on Sunday's my birthday. I'll be having a charity stream.
Welcome to the Golden Gate Hotel.
St. Jude most of the day.
Mr. Murphy?
Wow. Service around here has gotten a lot better and a lot smarter. Call me Tex.
No, thank you. The last time I tried that, you were all...
I'm a professional and should be treated as such.
Self-righteous baloney like that. Management heard about it and I didn't get any time off for a month.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the reason why my mic was off is
first time
I got one of these for my birthday, a good old Stream Deck, and so I've got mute buttons and stuff.
You're the one with the bug. Right up your you-know-what.
Well, I don't meet many button-activated women, although it'd be a great optional feature. What's your name?
I love the Stream Deck.
You know very well who I am.
Super nice.
Holly Graham.
Yeah, do you have one?
Right. You tangibles just can't resist a pun.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, it freaking works great. I've got so I've got my OBS folder. I've got my launcher, which has got all the game launchers and, you know, streaming software. And then I've got one with websites for, you know, all the streaming sites. One for sound effects, which I don't have that many yet. And then we got my mute buttons on the front here. And My little stay tuned thing, and then I have a folder here under OBS for games. So, you know, obviously just put around these different ones. So yeah, I'm loving this thing. I'm surprised that. Oh, let's see, my wide as fuck cam on. Yeah, for no reason. I'm surprised at how responsive it is to the button presses. Like, I can just go brrrap, and then like all the programs will open, which is pretty sweet. I'll keep the wide as fuck cam on for no reason. Let's hear some spell check humor.
So, I think
LOL.
your sign has a typo. It says holograms are people too.
So you can read. It's for the hologram rights movement.
I hate to tell you this, but holograms aren't people. And I ought to know because I've dated a few.
That's exactly
Is
what
the
they
game
used
loud
to
enough
say
to
about
hear?
minorities, women, and mutants. It's our turn now. I'm officially on strike.
Strikes work a little better when you're not on the job.
Civil disobedience isn't easy when your oppressors control you with a button.
Yeah, it could probably be turned up a smidge.
Cool. I thought I might. I'll do it after this. After this scene here.
Well, I support you 100%. I believe everybody.
Welcome to
deserves
SHBB5. Ma and can now type. Emote hydrate to toggle emote mode when sending hydration reminders.
Everyone in this neighborhood's
Also, your settings may now be changed from my chat while you are offline.
If I could toggle that particular message off, I would.
I think you may have the wrong Mr. Murphy. A little Q&A might clear that up.
Sure. Though I should warn you, I don't get out much.
Let's see. Let me bring it up in OBS for now.
So
Now
is
that
she
I know you
supposed to be a
support the
hologram?
hologram rights movement,
At
I may
first
have
acid
to
test you've been lit
reevaluate
for
my
just over
opinion
1
of you.
hour. By this point in your broadcast you should have consumed at least 4 ounces,
Yeah, this
120
guy
ml, of
woke
water
up
to maintain
on
optimum
his fire
hydration.
escape with some kind of a head trauma. I don't know how much you saw of the last guy's thing, but him and this girl Chelsea from across the street on the newsstand both disappeared, and he lost 7 years of memory.
I heard gunshots, and then the speeder came flying out and took off. Well, it's no Golden Gate Hotel, is it?
I've been to the Ritz in Laguna Beach. They have awesome chocolate souffle. I never had one before, and I'll probably never get another one because that thing was so damn good. It was like crispy on top and like gooey inside. So
We
good.
keep everything like that over at the Snow White warehouse.
He said everything's going to have something to do with the Snow White warehouse.
I think he came in one time with Mojo, the kid from the barbecue place. It was awkward.
Taylor Lamintz.
Taylor's my bestie, my real friend. I don't know what she's doing with you.
Louis.
The nicest tangible I've ever met.
Tangible.
Oh, you know me. Just a hologram. Here to serve my tangible oppressors.
And her name's Holly. Snow White
I've heard they keep a key or something to get inside the warehouse by the door.
Well, that could be handy
You should
information.
look around the hotel lobby. And see if there's anything here that could help me out.
Is that better? Oh, you said in the lobby.
Well, hopefully ballroom renovations include installing an
sounds good.
actual ball pit.
It's finally cool enough that I don't have to have the air conditioner on, which is nice.
Forget it, Jake. It's a Chinatown sale.
Chinatown. Yeah, this is San Francisco in like 2050.
When visiting Salt Lake, be sure to visit... Oh.
Huh.
It's a key to a lockbox.
Ah, I saw a lockbox on the street. I'm in casual
Hey,
mode.
Salt
so.
Lake. I live close to there, LOL.
Oh, really? I've been to Utah several times. My sister used to live in that area. Like Provo, Orem, Salt Lake. It's all about the Heber Creeper. I've been back here.
I'm northern Utah, close to Idaho.
Right on.
LMAO Heber Creeper.
Have you been on it? It's a cool little ride. Chugga chugga. Alright, that lockbox is over here. Or whichever is the...
No, my mom wanted to take us sometime but never got around to it.
Oh yeah, check it out. It's actually fun. It's a total kickback. Cool scenery and all. Wait, I think over here somewhere was which one?
If I heard right, not sure if it's still going, I could be wrong.
Oh. That'd be a bummer. Alright, which building had that stupid lockbox? I don't think it was down here. Alright, Sampler's White Warehouse. The Llama Club. It's smoking. Man, the models of this city are sweet. I already looked there. There's a lockbox.
That's the Snow White warehouse.
I gotta click on the thing first. Click on the thing, I think, and use the key. Well, that's a power. It's a power thingy. Where's the eye?
That's the Snow White warehouse.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, needs a key.
All right, inventory. All right. Go ahead now. Oh. All right, who's gonna give me the code? Let's star 69 and see who called last. Derp. I'm gonna go back up to his place and see what's going on. Oops. There it is. Oh, what's this?
Lead pipes are always magically drawn to my skull like moths to the flame.
There sure is a lot of lead. Ouch. That's a really light lead pipe. Nice shapeshifter. I can't pick it up, can I? I don't think.
That's an empty vial.
Yeah, that's an empty vial. It sure is glowing a lot. That's him. Tex Murphy, PI, and dance instructor. Oh, how did I not see this money?
What on earth is this amount of cash doing in my office?
LOL, what's up with
Someone was
that?
trying to hire me to do something.
Yeah, really.
Probably wasn't legal. I better put this away until I know exactly why it's here.
It looked like a glow stick. It was just chilling. Better put it away. No more faxes. What's this? Oh, these are his comics.
You would say it looks like a glow
Someday,
stick, haha.
I hope to collect all of the Mike and Ike Hammer comics and place them here.
It does. Makes me want to go to a party.
Yeah, I remember years ago, I was finishing up the latest Mike and Ike Candy Kids adventure, and I realized I devoured several chapters and it wasn't agreeing with me. I could feel my stomach churning like a volcano, and I realized I wasn't going to make it to the bathroom.
Oh, what? I'll get you, Murphy, if he's the last thing I do.
Yeah, it's kind of been a sore spot in our relationship ever since.
XD.
I like the idea of the flashlight though, so I don't miss a bunch of stuff. That's kind of cool.
Holy cow, I am dying here.
Of? I don't know how much more of this game I'm going to play. I don't know how much patience I have for it.
Closed.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here.
I don't know where I'd find that number. Have I been in here? I don't think I've been in here. Music changed. That means it's got to be something.
Just laughing at how you said makes you want to party, and then that video of him barfing was super convincing, ha ha ha.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Because it took him a second and he paused, and then, oh, here it comes again. I've only puked at parties a couple times.
Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. Tootsie Roll.
And it's usually if I take mushrooms, because those things disagree with my stomach. Although one time, you know EDC? The last one I went to was like 2001, when it was just called the Electric Daisy Carnival, and it was at a smaller venue called the National Orange Show, where they have carnivals and stuff. And so they had this carnival ride, and it's one of the ones it's got like arms on it, and each one has like a square with like 5 people on it, and the thing spins around and upside down. And I was on E, and it was like really fun. And then I got off and I had to like sit down and wait for like 15 minutes because I felt like I was gonna puke.
Spin out.
Spin out? Oh yeah, something like that. Because I think it had like an arm with like two pods on it, and each one had like a square with 5 people on it, and then it started going all up and around and stuff, and yeah. That was a cool party. It was way smaller than the EDCs now. They're too big. I wouldn't want to go to one of those. This one probably only had like maybe only like 5,000 people. It had like a bunch of like it's kind of like a convention center, so they have big warehouse looking
EDC has like
buildings.
1/4 million people going now. Crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think like between 5,000 and 10,000 is how many used to be there. I should Google some pictures of that one. It was cool. 555 dirt bag. Maybe that's the number. Oh, here's another ladder. Let's switch camera positions. Is this the same one, or is this the second ladder where there's absolutely nothing? Well, it took a lot longer to go down. That's that realism. It does take longer to go down a ladder if you don't like falling off of things.
Hey, what can I do for you, Mike?
Give me the code for that building.
I've always wanted to go to EDC, but now I might prefer checking out Burning Man and find someone to blast me off on DMT.
DMT? I've never tried DMT. I went to Burning Man, no, the time before last with like a whole vial of ketamine. And so I dried it out in the oven in the RV, and I was giving it to people, and I sold some to some one guy, and he said he gave it to some monk who was like meditating. I was like, oh, I was like, I could handle, you know, because it's like a real meditative kind of thing. And so he, he gave this monk the K, and the monk threw up.
LSD and ketamine is fun.
LSD and ketamine is a hell of a mix. Like after Raver Day at Disneyland, like 2000, because I was on acid at Disneyland, and then I went home and did some K, and I was like, you know, just meditating off to sleep, and I was doing a flyover, like a visual flyover of the day's events. It was really, really cool. I usually can't, like, you know, picture stuff in my head like that, like some, you know, artists and stuff can. I just don't have that skill.
Yeah, the warehouse hasn't changed much the past few years. That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not?
Oh wait, did I ask him about the holes?
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you?
He found a hole that was punched in the wall. Oh, it's grayed out.
Yeah, nice to have some fresh blood here on Chandler Avenue. Not really the kind of place I do a lot of shopping at, but some folks seem to like it fine.
Let's see if that place is open. He said it was going to be open later. I don't know what the hell time of night it is, but... or how much later the store is going to open. The Ritz. Oh, it's open. Cool.
Some pretty intense staring contests have been held right here. It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a
I'm basically
hazmat
done
suit.
with everything now, but sometimes psychedelic opportunities arrive still.
Man, I quit looking for it. The last time I found anything was 2007. And even, like, people keep saying, "Oh, yeah, I can totally get it." A friend of mine's, you know, said he's got this, blah, blah, blah. And then it always turns out to be, "Oh, no, I couldn't get a hold of him," or whatever. It's happened like 10 times. And so I'm just like, forget it. If I come across some, I'll think about it then, but I'm not going to go looking for it. It'll have to come looking for me because I'm sick of getting disappointment.
Heck, Malden.
Yeah.
That buffoon always got credit for cases I solved.
Yeah, my friend said he was going to do it, but then he was being weird about it, and then he disappeared. Or
Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't. The Presidio. I mean, the Palace of Fine Arts. No, wait, is it the Museum of Science? San Francisco just has too many landmarks.
San Francisco's cool to visit, but it's fucking crowded as fuck. And there's homeless people everywhere that are always bumming.
A bell will be placed in the lobby if a clerk is on duty. If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk. Sapphire, eh? That sounds like a
domineering escort. Have you been a bad boy?
Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
There's a rave going on.
Sounds like a party next door.
Totally does. I was just talking about desert parties to my niece and my mom, and more than once they've been out in the desert and not been able to find the party, and so we shut the engine off and get out and listen for the beats. Oh, the party's over there, all right, because the instructions will be like, you know, when you get to this road, you know, turn left, reset your odometer, and when you get 7.6 miles, you know, down the road, you'll see like a traffic cone on the right side of the street, and turn down that dirt road, and then there'll be a fork in the road, and like it was crazy adventurous, but sometimes you couldn't find the party and have to stop and listen for it and stuff.
That's Chandler Avenue, the street I call home. Needs a key.
Everything needs a key.
Needs a key. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found. People who stay here at the Ritz don't want to be found.
I always hear about the old school ways of finding raves. I never had to find them. Always at a venue at the ones I went to.
Yeah, sometimes they have a map point, and so you go to the map point, and it'll be like just some like some kind of business, like a clothing store or like a dance studio or something, and everybody goes there, and there's like a more of a crowd, people buying their tickets, and then you go. And you've got to be sneaky, and you get to like the warehouse, and you like park in a certain area. And I've had ones where you park over here next to this building, and then these guys were making trips back and forth in a U-Haul like van, and they were just loading it up with people and vanning them down the street a couple blocks and then to the party and stuff. Or like be like, all right, there's a chain link fence, go through the hole in the chain link fence and go down to the back, and there's the warehouse entrance.
Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
Wait, how's that the same door? What do you want, cat? Meow. You meow at the door and then not come in, aren't you? Yeah. What do you want from me?
Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
See, and then she goes away. I knew she was going to come in.
Door.
Door. Can I get back there? Oh, what's this?
A bell will be placed in the lobby if a clerk is on duty.
Just like my kitty.
Time to get a new clock.
Oh man, she's a treat fiend. And I taught her how to meow for it too, which is probably a bad idea.
It's my favorite podcast, full of pod people.
Full of pod people. Yes, you're a bad kitty. What do you want? This place open and closed. Oh, what's this?
Archie helped me out on my Pandora directive case where we met a charming fellow named Jackson Cross.
I don't give my cats treats or people food. They just play cuddle and go outside.
I'm going to do you the favor of a
outside.
lifetime. I'm going to let you walk. But if I catch you meddling in NSA affairs one more time...
Is that actual guy who's a real actor?
I'm going to put a bullet right in your eyeball. Is that clear?
I think it is.
Get this puke head out of my office. I'll be watching you, Murphy.
Man, I thought this would have ended up in the Andes Mountains.
Puke head.
Puke head. How is the map? Hotel. Oh, Coit Tower. Let's go there. Oh, okay. I haven't been here yet. I thought that was like a force field wall in this area off. Yeah, the cat likes to like climb on my niece's face when she's trying to sleep and stuff, and sniff her right in the eyes and stuff, and so it's a fast elevator. And so she'll shut her door, and then the cat will run around with nothing to do and start bugging me. Oops. this again. Yeah, look at that. That's a cool city model.
Whoa. I wasn't always nervous about heights until my Under a Killing Moon case. I was trying to break into a luxury high-rise and slipped from the 32nd floor.
Wait, Under a Killing Moon. That was a
Looks
different.
like no one's home. This is gonna be easier than falling off a horse.
Different
This window
FMV
doesn't want to
video from
open
back
up.
in the day.
Maybe if
Wow.
I. Whoa! Whoa!
What the fuck?
Fortunately, I hit an awning before I hit the ground, but I didn't stop bouncing for about 30 minutes.
It's dumb.
This game is so cheesy, LMAO.
Yeah, I played Under a Killing Moon. That was back in the day, like early 90s. I probably shouldn't jump off.
Kuwait Tower, once one of the great landmarks of the city, is now a broken-down monument symbolizing the world that's passed us by.
Man, this is a huge world, and they got like stuff off in the distance.
Kuwait Tower, once one of the great landmarks of the city, is now a broken-down monument symbolizing the world that's passed us by.
Here, I'll quick save, and then I'll jump off. Whoa.
Well, you're dead. Don't be sad. It's probably the most satisfying ending this case was ever going to have.
E gives me anxiety, haha.
Can I go to different floors? This one building my friend worked at, this web host company, had this it was like from the like 30s or 40s, and it was cool like architecture and stuff.
My nose has started sagging lately. Makes it hard to breathe. Now, what kind of info you looking for, huh?
Circus Peanuts. And it was like, it had like a door, like to like an office door, like actually like it was like an outside door, so like a heavy metal door. You open it up, and then it had another door, like to the actual elevator, or like a thing that slid. No, it was a second door, and so you go in that elevator, and they didn't have a light bulb in it either. So it had like a window that was round, and one of those up and down. They didn't have like an electronic like press for floor number 3. You just crank it over to down, and it would start going down, and it was completely pitch black in there. It was scary.
BRB gonna go get some water.
Someone gets the bright idea that this place should be preserved. Repairs are done for a few months, then the workers disappear when City Hall realizes what type of people really inhabit this place. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint.
Oh, what could this stupid code be? I don't think it's giving me enough of a clue. PI rating, current path. Somewhere I'll find you.
This keypad needs a 4-digit code.
Yeah, well, no shit.
This will need a 4-digit code.
I haven't used this menu much. Smart Alex Guide. Alright. How to investigate the crime.
Guess.
I was guessing. I guessed a bunch of times.
2,347.
Oh yeah? Is that what it is? Alright. You can guess. Nope. Any other ones?
Nah.
Good try though. I wouldn't have thought of that one. Alright. Oh, I found a ladder. Door. And we'll get the ladder on pulley. I found, wait a minute, let me see. I found a pulley thingy. Let's look at it.
I meant to write a number, but my number lock wasn't on, dang it.
Huh?
Too bad this zipline trolley is broken. It's missing a wheel. It's a note from my old friend Archie Ellis. Apparently he's out of town doing some research. When he returns, I'll need to ask him about the case we're working on.
Ladder on pulley inside this. How do I get inside the damn thing? Okay. Oh, surveillance photo of Tex in the Ritz alleyway. Oh, there's a shoe in the Ritz alleyway. All right, we gotta go by the Ritz. There's a run button, isn't there? Yeah. Turn on the flashlight, that'll help me find it. Because I've been back here once.
Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here.
Oh, here we go.
It's the Wardenclyffe Tower, a Nikola Tesla invention. I have the strangest feeling this is related to a case I was working on.
Tesla was the shit.
It's the Wardenclyffe Tower, a Nikola Tesla invention. I have the strangest feeling this is related to a case I was working on.
I was at summer camp and there was this weird building. It was like, I don't know, it wasn't an octagon. It had more sides than that, but it looked like a big like gazebo with like a partial like, you know, roof structure on it. And they said it was something to do with like a Tesla experiment that he was doing out there in the middle of the forest.
This photo was taken from the top floor of the electronics shop. Who's over there spying on me?
There we go.
Whoa, it's a picture of me at my office. Someone's been spying on me from the top floor of the electronics shop.
And then leaving pictures laying around.
It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's
Oh,
most
is that the
notorious
pulley thing?
smugglers.
Can I get? Oh, I thought those ladder came all the way down. It doesn't.
Something seems fishy.
Doesn't it though? Okay. Find the gunman. The flop house. I tried to go in the flop house bedroom. Oh, that's right. Oh, so his place is on the top of the hotel. Did I miss one of these doors?
Well, this is a flashy new neighbor.
Party's still going off.
Yeah, needs a key.
A key? Well, you don't say.
People who stay here at the Ritz. People who stay here at the Ritz. Yeah, needs a key.
Leonard, huh? I didn't notice that before.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, nice bloody handprint on the wall there. This door I can't even look at.
All right, Fry. I'm having a hard time trying to stay awake. Gonna catch a nap and see you later.
All right, take it easy.
We'll try to make it to stream Sunday.
Well, thanks. Take it easy.
Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
Did I try and use this thing?
Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't.
I can't use it. Oh, is that my bedroom? Is that what he's talking about? The flop house? I thought he was talking about the hotel part.
So nice. What happened?
I'm gonna get cheaty with it. What did it say now? Cabinet on the wall. Hey. There's no cabinet on the wall.
These are the fedoras I've collected over the years, and I take great care of them. Hey, one of these has a hole in it. How did that happen?
Old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam! Hey, bam, bam, bam! Bam! Bam, bam! Bam! And you!
Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh, my hell.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Ah, the Colonel. He was my first real mentor in the PI business, and here he is giving me a helpful tip.
Because apparently you never learned the first rule of a PI. And never, ever betray your friends. Now, friendship goes beyond blood and race and politics. You gotta find out who your friends are, then you hold on to them.
I always get the chill of fear down my spine whenever I think of him.
Oh, I didn't look at this cabinet, I don't think.
That's a drawer. Ellis wrote a book. I bet this sells for pennies on eBay.
Oh, it's over here.
My camera books are great, but I prefer stories about his crazy nephews, Mike and Icamer. I try to collect all of their Candy comics.
I close my eyes.
My Richie Havens signature guitar signature disappeared. That'll teach me to get an autograph with a dry erase marker.
There was no... Okay, where's this stupid cabinet? That's what I want to know. If that's not the flop house, I want to know where it is.
Nice graffiti art.
That's what I said.
It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later.
Thought I heard something.
Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened to Chelsea. Sounds like there's something scary in the sewers.
Can I go in there? No.
Sounds like there's something scary in the sewers.
Sounds like some kind of machinery in there.
This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint.
You can't have an adventure game without... Oh, there's light on there. Without one couple phrases that repeat a million times.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Hotel was so famous they named a bridge after it.
Oil company. I've already talked to the dumpsters.
Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse.
Maybe if I spell the word snow. Nope. What's in here? Nothing.
Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date.
This is where I picked up that pulley thing.
This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation... This door's just painted on!
What's that say? See, something for you. Oh, there's a basketball. There's something over there. Do I need to find a ladder before I can go over that little tiny fence? What kind of PI are you?
Well, it's not a Banksy.
What's this?
Yeah, the city of Old San Francisco picks up the trash once a year. I think we're getting close to our date. Yeah, the gate's locked. But when Rook gets to work, he'll unlock it. So I'll check back later.
Oops, I keep right-clicking on accident.
Being part of a historical landmark is not really helping my midlife crisis. Nothing but destroyed homes and buildings are blocked in all directions. But each year, something menacing grows up through the decay. This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation is locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
It's weird they build those brick buildings so close to each other like that. You can't even get in there. Oh. Is this place open?
It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco's most notorious smugglers and petty criminals.
So I'm looking for a ladder.
This became a highly sought-after neighborhood post-World War III when it was found that the radiation couldn't penetrate through all the lead paint.
Always the lead paint penetration.
You know, I never actually see anyone working on this street.
Whatever you need, Mike, just ask.
Any new questions? No.
Clint's done a real nice job, don't you think? Good to see the neighborhood getting fixed up.
Now, where was the place with that hologram? Let's wander around aimlessly. It is an adventure game.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? We keep everything like that over at the Snow White warehouse.
All right.
I've heard they keep a key or something to get inside the warehouse by the door.
And then what?
Now that I know you support the hologram rights movement, I may have to reevaluate my opinion of you. I heard gunshots, and then the speeder came flying out and took off.
Speeder.
Well, it's no Golden Gate Hotel, is it?
Let's get that old flashlight out. I don't miss anything.
Only guests of this hotel are allowed entrance through here.
Oh, I've been around there. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna cheat. Look under the stone by the door, huh? All right. It's over here. That thing didn't glow. It is glowing.
What do we got here? It's like instructions to get into the Snow White warehouse.
Instructions. That's handy.
What do we got here?
Oh, it's
like instructions to get into the Snow White warehouse.
Nice. Should have looked under the mat always. All right, now we're talking. There's the ladder.
A ladder would be useful, except I can't reach it when it's on that pulley. The owners must have really raised the rent on this place. There's hardly anything left on these shelves. Wow, is this still here? I used this to deal with a cunning criminal on my Under a Killing Moon case who had a bad case.
Now I want to play Under a
bozophobia.
Killing Moon. I'm going to check on Steam and see if it's on there, because I had it on CD. I might still have it in a box somewhere. They sure do. Yes. Complete pack. How many games are there? There's 5 of them? Cool. I'm totally gonna get those.
It's me, Rusty Kids, and I'm here. Mommy's come back.
I heard he had my name tattooed on his knuckles, and he wants to show me firsthand when he gets out of prison. I'm not really looking forward to that. Looks like an interesting read.
Can I pick it up?
Looks like an interesting read.
Enigma. Oh, Murphy, Tex Murphy novel. Okay. Aaron Cohen. Huh. There's bloodstain.
Now that I have a ladder, I can get into the second floor of the electronics.
All right, progress. I like progress. Just trying to find somewhere I can take a screenshot. So I can have a background real quick. All right, where does it save those dumb things? So I wanted to fill the background with something. User data? Of course it is. I hate when people put stuff under weird folders like that. There it is. I had to reset a bunch of Windows stuff, so what the fuck? I'm missing files. Not appreciated. There we go. That'll do nicely. Ah, that looks good. Back to the electronics store. I imagine I'm not going to go in the front. Let's see.
It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco.
Where's a good laddering point?
It's an electronics shop.
Click the ladder. Yeah, I do use it on the front.
It's an electron.
Ladder. Use
Well,
it.
that was stupid.
Pardon you.
It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some of San Francisco. Nice ladder. It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for...
Okay, so we're gonna have to get up to up here, maybe.
This is the Brew and Stew. That was a waste of time.
Come on now.
It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a board... That was a waste of time. That's not right. It's an electronics shop. Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work.
Okay.
That's not right.
Let's try it into this window here.
That was a waste of time. Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, there's an open window.
That's not right.
I'm no detective, but you need to find a way to get up to the second floor of the electronics shop. You know, like A ladder?
Alright.
Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue.
That's a futuristic looking camera there.
Someone's been spying on the citizens of Chandler Avenue. And that's a damn shame. This guy was working diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue.
The Antacid Club, I get it.
Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Someone needs to update their poster collection. Prohibition ended 100 years ago. Someone needs to update their poster collection. Prohibition ended oh, what do we have here?
Oh, that's normal.
Well, what do we have here?
Huh? Okay, which ones go to? Blue. Oops. Which one to start with?
At first acid test you've been live for just over 2 hours. By this point in your broadcast you should have consumed at least 8 ounces, 240 ml, of water to maintain optimum hydration.
Alright, do it again. Yellow, blue, yellow, blue. Jesus. Click the wrong purple one instead of the blue one. Okay. Alright, stop the animation. And then what was the last one? Okay. I got it this time. See? Oh God. Oh, that's the finish. Good. Alright.
Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash.
Oh. Let's talk to this guy.
Don't shoot.
Well, that's not good.
Following our first lead and we get ourselves caught in a laser net. All in a day's work, right?
Smart Alex had a point, but I wasn't going to let him have the satisfaction of knowing so. There was one good thing about spending hours stuck in a laser net. You've got time to think. Who is this guy? Who killed him? And what kind of surveillance was he doing right across from my apartment? And what's in the metal canister? Have 7 years really passed without me remembering it? Is it related to my head injury or the injection mark on my arm?
I know what it's like to lose years of your life after being injected with Haldol. And being the 1 in 36,000 people who gets neuroleptic malignant syndrome from it.
Is he dead?
Well, I think you missed a hell of a party.
Party?
Yeah, you're here in time for the laser show.
I wouldn't do that. I was here to meet Carlos Maldonado. Is that you? Or him?
Look, I just stumbled onto this little nightmare, and I need to find out who this guy was and what he was doing. I'm a PI, and I assume this guy is Maldonado. My name's Murphy. Who are you?
Mason said Maldonado was a PI. Were you working with Mason too?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I was working for Mason or not. Actually, I'm having severe memory problems here, so anything you can tell me about Maldonado or Mason or what's in the cryo chamber here would be greatly appreciated.
I think I set off an alarm when I came in here. I don't usually do this kind of thing. I was just trying to help Mason. He said, come in here, find the PI, get the cryo chamber, and keep it safe.
Hey, I found that first.
Slow learner. You have to find Mason. I think he's in big trouble with bad people. I don't know why. He's a neurologist, for God's sake. But you have to promise me that if I let you go, you won't come after me. You'll find Mason.
Oh, I promise. My fingers are so frozen I can't cross them.
If your memory problems are part of all this, Mason is the only one who can help you. So you need to find him and bring him back safe just as much as I do. I'll be in contact soon.
So that guy just happened to have a remote control for it?
Man, those cops are getting close, but I don't want to leave this place without a clue. I better hurry up and find something before they get here. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. That might come in handy.
Strictly speaking, I would never encourage anyone to break the law, but those sirens are getting awfully close, and a life sentence for a machine can last a very...
Not even one crate of mixers.
Oops.
This guy was hardcore.
Alright.
As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me.
That's not good.
Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to
Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know why they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a normal, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. You see something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about a million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Danwich? I hardly recognized you. What, been 10 years? You were still a patrolman back then.
I'm surprised you remember me.
I may not have told anyone this before, but you're actually my favorite patrolman.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Well, I hope you're more helpful than he used to be. Look, I know this is gonna sound pretty crazy, but hear me out. This morning, I wake up with a massive head injury and an injection mark on my arm. No idea how I got either one of it. Then I talk to a few people, I find out I can't remember anything over the last 7 years.
You're right, it does sound crazy. But go on.
The thing of it is, my last memory is of me and my lady friend getting shot.
Your lady friend, that was, Chelsea Bando?
Yeah. Do you know that?
Well, I know your burned-out speeder was found a few weeks later with Miss Bando's DNA inside of it.
Damn it. It is true. Chelsea's dead.
You closed the case. Though a few of us thought something didn't feel quite right about it.
What do you mean?
Well, the scene was too staged. But I'm not saying Chelsea isn't dead. The last time anyone saw her was with you at the Golden Pagoda.
What are you saying? I was a suspect?
You were, in fact. I'd have to look at the case. You were cleared at some point.
Can I look at the case files?
Now, you know you can't, so don't even ask. Look, Murphy, I feel for you. But it was a long time ago. Chelsea was pronounced legally dead, and there's no evidence to believe otherwise. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Did you ever catch the guy who shot us?
No arrest. Somebody high up on the chain locked that case down and threw away the key. Even if I wanted to see the file, I'd have to pull some strings.
What can you do to help me out here? I mean, until I see something or get some information, I'm just not going to be able to believe that Chelsea's gone.
I'm sorry, Murphy, I really am. If you can find me some new clues on the case, I'll do what I can to get it reopened. That's the best I can do for you. Good luck.
No. I don't believe it. My gut tells me she's still alive. But I'll find out, one way or the other. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working in the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Direct marketing.
Seems a little extreme to me. Flyers and discount coupons have always worked much better for me.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047. Beak Nariz, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've gotten New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
I can honestly say that I have absolutely no memory of any of these crimes. I mean, I'll take a polygraph test if you want.
We arrest criminals so they could be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I just found out he was spying on me. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
I wanted to find out whether he caught me scrapbooking. If that gets out, I'm through in this town.
I don't even think you're joking about that. You're free to go, Murphy. For now. Any questions?
Of course I have questions.
As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead.
Did you say remains?
As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead.
What are these remains?
I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble.
Clearly it's a shithole.
I have no evidence of an abduction, just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy.
Alright. I'm glad this screen, or this game...
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me.
Well, the pawn shop's open. Supports 21x9 because it looks awesome. That place is still closed. I think I'm gonna leave this game here. And I think Probably Overwatch is what I'm gonna do. Save that game. Sure. After arrest. Good stuff. This is good quality, high class gaming right here. Alright, let's put my game characters background back up. Alright. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, let's get some Overwatch going. Let me change my game first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Get some food and stuff and come on back. I'm going to go ahead and host Thorlar. He said he's got something special going on. He's giving away a PS4 in like 4 days. So swing back by on Sunday, my birthday. I'm doing a charity stream. So it'd be great to have you on over. And have a good one.